Hey guys, welcome to Khalida Vlogs, where you must construct additional pylons. Today we're doing another pet video, and our source, our descriptor, is the ones that you get via vendors. So ones you either have to pay money for, or use tokens for, or have, and usually if you have to pay money, you have to have a specific reputation level hit with a faction. So let's jump right into it. The first one is the Crimson Lasher. This one you get from doing Molten Front quests and dailies, which was the Cataclysm endgame. One of the Cataclysm endgames, I should say. It unlocked Firelands and all of that kind of stuff. So what you do is you start the quest chain. You have to get 125 marks of the tree twice over, once to recruit Druids of the Talon and once to recruit the Shadow Warden. Then you do the quest filling the moon well, and then he becomes available. You can do little dailies with this guy. And he costs 1500 gold. If you get them to Exalted, it jumps down to 1200, and then if you have a level 24 guild, that gives you the vendor cost reduction, it goes down to 1050 gold. The next ones are these 4 Darkmoon ones. So the Darkmoon Cub, the Darkmoon Zeppelin, the Darkmoon Monkey, and the Darkmoon Tonk. And they all are obtainable at the Darkmoon Fair. They cost 90 tickets each, and it's really easy to get 90 tickets in a week. You can, if you do a lot of hand-ins and whatnot, you can probably even get closer to, you can probably get about 100 and some, but 90 is really easy to get. And yeah, so 90 tickets each. There are a few more. I don't have them yet, so we'll get to them. Let me jump down the end. Sorry, taking a sip of my tea. Next one is the Hydro Bear Cub, another Molten Front one from Kata. This one you need to do again, recruit the Druids of the Talon and the Shadow Wardens, and then you have to do the quest Calling the Ancients, and that one, I believe you also need 125 marks of the World Tree, to recruit them. Again, 1500 gold. If you get the reputation to Exalted, jumps down to 1200, and then if you get, if you're in a level, at least level 24 guild with the vendor reduction, he's 1050 gold. Netherray Fry, you need to have the Shatari Skyguard to Exalted, and he costs, again, 40 gold. That'll jump down. I don't remember the exact number. I think it'll jump down to about, I don't know. It jumps down quite a bit, so probably around somewhere between 20 and 30 gold, I would imagine. Yeah, so you just need to get the Shatari Skyguard to Exalted, and their kind of daily hub area is in the southeastern corner of Terrakar Forest. Pengu, you need to get the Kaluak to Exalted. They're the little fishing guys in Northrend. Kind of look like walruses. And yeah, just get them to Exalted. You get the little egg. 12 gold, so again, it'll go down once you get them to Exalted. I do not have them to Exalted. I said nuts to that, and I just bought him off the auction house. But getting them to Exalted isn't that difficult. It's 3 different dailies, one in Southern Borean Tundra, one in Southern Dragonblight, and one in Southern Howling Fjord. They're the same ones, and you just do them every day. Shimmering Wormling is a Silver Covenant Exalted pet. That is one of the factions that you will get reputation with when you do Argent Tournament, which was one of the end games in Wrath of the Lich King. And all of the pets that you get from Argent Tournament vendors cost 40 champion seals. And most of them are race specific. This one you just need that particular faction to get them to Exalted. Tiny Spore Bat, you need to get the Spore Guard to Exalted, and their little hub is located in the western edge of Zangarmarsh in Outland. And all you need to do is kill a bunch of guys, get this one particular drop. I don't remember the item, I'm sorry. I'll probably do a video about Beauregard and you can pay attention then. And then you need 30 of the mushrooms. Oh, I keep saying little. 30 mushrooms, which grow all around Zangarmarsh, and you can get him. Okay, the next one is the Blue Dragonhawk Hatchling. Now, pretty much every race up to the end of Burning Crusade had their own pets, and you could go to their city, just outside of their city. So for Blood Elves, it was Silvermoon. For Draenei, it was Exodar, etc. And there would be a vendor that sold a handful of pets. So this is a Blood Elf. The Blood Elves had the Dragonhawks, the Draenei had the Moths, the Tauren had the Prairie Dogs, the Orcs had the Snakes, and the Night Elves had owls. And I think the Dwarves had rabbits. So it wasn't all of them, but it was a fair few. And back before you could, think originally they were buying on pickup, and then they became buying on equip, and then you could sell them on a neutral auction house, and then sell them to the opposing faction. The only way to get pets from the other factions' races was to go to this dealer in Outland, in Netherstrom and Stormspire, and he would sell a couple of the different ones. And then there was another vendor in Dalaran when Wrath came out, and she sold again a handful of ones that you could get, ones that you couldn't obtain for your own faction, and then ones that you couldn't obtain at all for the other faction. Now with you being able to cage them, the prices have dropped crazily, so these ones aren't as in high of demand. Anyway, so the blue Dragonhawk hatchling. This one again you get from the dealer in Netherstorm and Stormspire. It's a Consortium guy. Again, he sells a few, and yeah, this is technically one of the Blood Elf ones, but anyone can get this. The Ancona chicken guts you get from Plucky Johnson and Thousand Needles, costs a gold. It's the only one he sells, and he's a goblin, so anyone can buy it. Albino snake is one of the again, all the orcs had the snakes. This one is a faction neutral one you can get from the pet lady in Dalaran. She's right beside where the flight point is, and the shop that she's in is right behind the lady that sells the really expensive and honor mounts. The Amonvale Lashling is an Argent tournament one. This is the Draenei one. Again, 40 tokens. You need to do, I think, you need to get, hand in all the aspirant seals in order to unlock the Quartermaster. I don't know that you need to get them to Exalted, you probably do. But anyway, you just need to do the dailies, and it's really, really easy to get this. It takes, I think, 4 or 5 days, and you can unlock the Quartermaster stuff. 40 tokens, again, you'll get those in a few days. Or sorry, 40 champion seals, you get them in a few days. So this is the Draenei one. You can obtain this as any race in Alliance. If you are Horde, you will need to get this. If you don't have an Alliance character, obviously, you would need to get this from your auction house or from a neutral auction house. So back before they had the this whole interface where if you had a pet on a Horde, you could also have it on an Alliance. I spent a few thousand getting all of the Horde ones, like probably close to 15,000, because there are 4 or 5 of them. There's 5 of them. And yeah, I spent a lot of money doing it. Not something I'm entirely proud of, but what are you gonna do? Black King Snake. This is the King Snakes the snakes are for the orcs, so you get this either inside or just outside of Orgrimmar. 50 silver. Again, I don't think that price goes down, no matter what your reputation with them is. But yeah, 50 silver, you get the snake. The blue clockwork rocket bot. This one you can get 2 places that I know of. You need to find a toy vendor. I'm sure there's a Horde equivalent to the Stormwind one I'm about to mention. Again, I don't play Horde, and I was lazy, so I didn't look it up this time. I apologize. There is a little gnome who runs around the edge of the trade district by the canals who sells it, but you can also get it from the toy shop vendor in Dalaran, so anyone can get this one. Blue Moth. Blue Moth is an Exodar pet, and the woman who sells the Draenei that sells these sells, I think, 3 or 4 different ones, so this is a one you can get in the Exodar. The Bombay Cat comes from the Crazy Cat Lady. There's actually a Crazy Cat Lady in the game. She is Alliance only. She is in a house in between Stormwind and Goldshire. And this is the human pet. I think she sells 4 cats. Again, though, you can get, they're buying on equip, so you can get them on the neutral auction house. Brown Prairie Dog. This one is the Tauren pet, and you can get this in Mulgore. Brown Rabbit, get from Dealer Rashad, the Consortium guy in Stormspire, which is another Storm and Outland. Brown Snake, Orgrimmar. Calico Cat, Brianni in Dalaran, the lady by the flight point. Cockatiel you get from a goblin in Booty Bay. And again, it's a goblin, so it's faction neutral. Cornish Rex Cat, again, Crazy Cat Lady just outside of Stormwind. Crimson Snake you can get in Orgrimmar, or you can get from the Consortium vendor in Netherstorm. Demaro Cub is another Argent tournament one, and again, 40 tokens for all of the Argent tournament pets, and this is the dwarf one. Duratar Scorpion, 40 champion seals again. And this is the orc one. Elwyn Lamb, another champion seal. Argent tournament one. This is the Stormwind human one. Enchanted Broom is the Blood Elf one. Ghostly Skull you get from a vendor in the Dalaran sewers. It's in the little tiny offshoot room. And he's sold next to the guy who sells the rogue poisons. So it's in that little tiny little room on the one side of the sewers. Gilnean Raven. Now, when they came out with the pet battling, they wanted to give something to all the new races to have a pet that was just theirs, and you needed to be just them to get it. So the Gilnean Raven, you must roll a Worgen, and once you leave the Worgen starting area and you go to Lordanal, which once you leave Darnassus and you take the boat, this is where it's going to take you. There is a Worgen there. I can't remember his name, Jack something. Oh, sorry, Will Larson's, and he will only train and give you this pet. Not very much money. I think it's something like under 10 silver probably. It might be 12, but it's not very expensive. Anyway, so you must be a Worgen. You click on it and you train him, and that's how you get him. Again, only you can talk to him as any other race. Even if you have Gilneas 2 Exalted, you will not get this pet unless you are a Worgen. So as you can see, I trained it on a Worgen because I'm obviously not on a Worgen right now. Golden Dragonhawk Hatchling. This is one of the Blood Elf ones, exclusively, more or less. And you get it just outside of Silvermoon City in Eversong Woods. Great Horned Owl is the Night Elf pet, and this one is in or just out of Darnassus. Hawk Owl is the same. Yep. Jade Crane Chick, this is another race-specific one. You can only get this as a Pandaren. So Audrey Burnhep in Stormwind, or the one that's just outside Goldshire, I think, will train. But the one in Stormwind for sure does. And I don't know where the Horde one is, but look for your either a Pandaren or look for Varzog, the pet battle trainer. So the one that you would go to talk to do all of your when you get all of your quests. I know for Alliance they make you fly back to Stormwind to go to Audrey Burnhep. So whoever the guy is in Orgrimmar that you have to fly back to grab your next quest when you're going through the pet battle achievements and quest chain to get through to beat all the tamers, the account-wide ones, he'll train this on your Pandaren. So just roll a Pandaren, get to Orgrimmar or Stormwind depending on what faction you want, and you can get this. Mana Wormling comes from Dealer Rashad in Netherstorm again, the Stormspire Consortium guy, and this one looks just like the Shimmering Wormling from Silver Covenant. Mechano Peep is the Argent Tournament Gnome faction pet. Mulgore Hatchling is the Tauren Argent Tournament pet. Obsidian Hatchling you get from Brianni in Dalaran. Orange Tabby Cat comes from Crazy Cat Lady in the, again, it's a little house. There are a lot of houses, but it's the one completely surrounded by cats. And her name is Donnie Anthania, and she looks like a Crazy Cat Lady, and she's just surrounded with cats. And her house is in between Stormwind and Goldshire. There's about 4, but I don't know exactly which one it is. Red Dragonhawk Hatchling is another Blood Elf one that's outside of Silvermoon City. Red Moth is... okay, so this one is not Exodar. This one you get from the Consortium guy in Netherstorm. Rustberg Gull, you need 50 Tolbarad commendations, and you need to get the Baradin's Wardens, or whatever the Horde equivalent is, to Honored. I do not have them anywhere near that. I sit next to that, and I bought this off the auction house. Senjin Fetish is the Troll... English. I speak it sometimes. Senjin Fetish is the Troll Argent Tournament pet. Senegal you get from either Dealer Rashad in Netherstorm, or you can get him from the same guy who sells the Cockatiel in Booty Bay. Shore Crawler, you need to roll a Goblin in order to get, and you get him from the... he's in Orgrimmar, and he's in the little Goblin area, and you can only get him... it's like the Worgen one, you can only get him if you roll a Goblin. Siamese Cat is another... oh no, this one is in Netherstorm from Consortium. Silver Dragonhawk is a Blood Elf one that you will get just outside of Silvermoon City. Silver Tabby Cat, there's the other Crazy Cat Lady one. Snowshoe Rabbit, this one you cannot get in Iron Forge. This one you need to go to Amberstill Ranch, which is just southeast of Iron Forge. More east than south, but it's a little bit lower. And there's this woman who runs around really, really, really fast, and you have to catch up to her and click on her, and she sells this. Teldrassil Sproutling is the Night Elf Argent tournament pet. Tiny Goldfish, you need to get the Anglers to Honored, and they are the fishing faction in Pandaria. Just go to Nat Pagal as soon as you get the Anglers to Honored. The Anglers, you don't need to level up any of Nat Pagal's reputation, just get the Anglers to Honored, which is really easy to do. It only took me a few days worth of dailies to do that, and doing a few hand-ins with the rare fish that you can fish up. So yeah, you get them when you get them to Honored, and if you have a fish pet, you can see they float around in a little bubble of water, which I just think is hysterical. Tirisfell Batling is the undead pet for Argent Tournament. Tree Frog you get from Darkmoon Isle. There's a small boy who runs around with a bunch of frogs around him, and he sells two. He sells the Tree Frog and the Wood Frog, and I'll show you that one in a second, and they cost a gold. They're not that expensive. I think one of them might be a gold 50, but the Tree Frog is always there, and the Wood Frog, he usually only has one on him at a time. Undercity Cockroach, you can get from the pet vendor in Undercity, or you can get it from Dealer Rashad in Netherstorm. The White Kitten. The White Kitten is a hard-ish one to get. It's gotten easier because once people have one, they can get them on other characters and sell them. How you get the White Kitten is there is an NPC named Little Timmy in Stormwind, and he walks from the top of the trade district, and he goes across the bridge, and he goes around the cathedral square, the edge of the cathedral, and then he disappears. And he does it like every 6 to 8 hours. He walks there once, and that's it. He has one of them on him. It's 50 silver, and that's it. That's the only time you can get him. Then you have to wait, again, somewhere between 6 and 8 hours for him to come by again. I got super lucky when I found him. I was just wandering, and I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to camp this guy. And I go to walk to where he's supposed to spawn. There's nobody there, and within about 5 minutes, he popped up, and I went, this is unbelievable luck. I'm thinking, oh, people complaining that looking for pet spawn locations is so hard, and that was my first one, and it all went downhill from there. White Moth is another Exodar one for Draenei, so you can get this in the Exodar, or again, if you're Horde, you can get them on the neutral auction house or your own if someone's put it on there. Winter Spring Cub is faction neutral. You get the Winter Spring Cub in Everlook, which is the Goblin City in Winter Spring. And if you do the dailies in Winter Spring, you can get the big mount that looks like him as well. You do that little feat of strength. Wood Frog, this is the other one sold by Flick in Darkmoon Island. So you can only get this one during Darkmoon Fair, again, unless you look on the auction house, but if you want to buy it directly from the vendor. And this is one I think they only has one on him at a time. Yellow Moth is the last of the Exodar Draenei pets. Okay, Guild Herald. Guild Herald. Hold on, I need to turn my page here, sorry. Guild Herald. Where are you? Okay. Guild Herald you need for the achievement Profit Sharing. And you need to loot 100,000 gold from creatures, and that unlocks the guild achievement. And he costs 500 gold, and you can get him from a guild vendor. You can't battle with them, obviously. You can't battle with the human ones that you get from guild or Argent tournament achievements. On the guild page, you get from Slayer. It has Slayer in the title. And it's for killing every one of the opposing faction's race class combo. So you need to kill every possible class that a dwarf can be. You need to kill every possible class that a orc can be if you're Alliance. And that one costs 300 gold. These are the Alliance ones. I will show you the Horde equivalents when I get down to them. So this ends the ones that I have, so I don't have quite a few of them. Armadillo Pup you get for doing Critter Kill Squad, and as you can see, right over here, my guild is still working on it. We're at 36,356 out of 50,000. You need to kill 50,000 critters. And you get him, and he costs 300 gold, I believe. Yes, okay. Clockham you need to be in the Brawlers Guild. I believe you need rank, I want to say rank 4, but maybe rank 6, I don't remember. But you need to be a specific rank, only costs 30 silver, but you have to kind of work your way through the Brawlers Guild. Dark Phoenix Hatchling. you get... Oh, I didn't end up writing this one down. It's another guild achievement one. You need to complete... Well, you know what? Why don't we look it up? I'm sure I could find it. I apologize right now for not having this ready. No, no. Okay, you get the mount for doing the raid achievements. Yep, this is embarrassing. Oh well, you'll still love me, right? Here's hoping. Oh, here we go. Okay. United Nations. Oh, I should have known that one because we're actually kind of close to getting that one. So, United Nations, you need to get 55 of all of these reputations to Exalted. And you must be Exalted with the guild in order to get it. So as you can see, we're getting there. I think we're at 47 or something like that right now. So that's how you get that one. So you need either someone who enjoys grinding reputations, or you need a lot of people that have done different reputations. So some of the ones, like I'm almost Exalted with Ogrila, I'm almost Exalted with the Oracles, I'm almost there with Darkmoon Fair. My fiance is fairly close to getting this one to Exalted if he just kind of wants to sit down and do it. I'm trying to work on him for that. And then a couple of these, it's like you just kind of have to go the other way. I don't know of anyone who's gone Aldor. I did it on one of my alts, so I may just have to grind them to Exalted, which I did it with Scryers, and it only took me a day or two, so that's a pretty easy one. Anyway, so that's how you get that pet. Again, apologies for not being more on the ball with that. Darkmoon Balloon, Hatchling, and Turtle. Again, you can't use balloons no matter where you get them. You can't use them for pet battling, which is really unfortunate. I love the idea of just them whapping another critter on the head with it. It's just be hysterical. These ones, again, are all 90 tickets, and you get them from the Darkmoon Fair. And if you do a few dungeons and you get like the mysterious egg or the imbued crystal, and you do all the dailies, it's pretty easy to get 90 tickets a week. So once a month, you could be getting a pet, and you'd have it by a year. And if you do more raiding, and if you're kind of more on top of it, you could probably get a couple. You get like 1.5, and then another 1.5 the next week, so you could get 3 every month. So depending on how much you play and how much you're invested into it. Festival Lantern, they don't have the Lunar Lantern on here. The Festival Lantern is the Horde equivalent, I believe, and then the Lunar Lantern, which looks pretty identical, is the Alliance one. And this one you get during the Lunar Festival. They cost 50 coins of Ancestry, and you buy them from the vendor in Moonglade. These ones are bind and equip, so you can... Horde would get this one, and then if they wanted to make some gold, they could throw it on the neutral auction house, or roll an Alliance character, cage it, and then throw it on the auction house. That's another way you can do it now. So here are the guild heralds and pages, again for the guild achievements, and just in case you can't remember, you get the guild herald for looting 100,000 gold from critters, and you get the guild page for killing every race class combo of the opposite faction. Little Taragosa you get from getting the caster legendary in Cataclysm. So how it worked was you basically needed an entire guild's worth of people to get your caster legendary. And you needed the entire guild, even though only one person, or maybe even 2 people were going to get it, but probably only one person. So they decided to reward the entire guild for grinding the help, and you got the pet. It cost 1,500 gold, which I personally think is a little steep for a pet, but really, I've paid somewhere near 6,000 for some pets, so I really don't have room to talk. And the last one is the Searing Scorchling. The Searing Scorchling, you need to get... you need to recruit all of the groups and finish all of the quests for, not the dailies, just the quests for the Molten Front area, which is in Hyjal, and it's again the endgame area in Cataclysm. And I don't know that you need to get them to Exalted. It's probably not a bad idea. But you get these bags from the vendor that sells the pets and the items and whatnot. And they cost 30 marks of the World Tree. So you'd have to do some dailies in order to get enough. It's 1 day of dailies that gets you enough token, or marks of the world tree rather, I keep saying tokens, to get this item, to get 30, you can do enough dailies to get the 30 marks. You get the bag, and within the bag usually a bunch of trashy greens that you can either DE or you can vendor or throw in the auction house if you feel so inclined. This pet has a 50% chance to drop, and it's the Scorched Stone is the item that drops. It's a blue. I should note, though, that if you have been playing WoW for quite a few years, before they added in achievements with the world event section and you could kind of keep track of everything that you were doing, during Midsummer, the Frost Lord Ahun boss that you fight used to drop this exact pet. He dropped the Scorched Stone. So if you already have that pet from doing Midsummer years ago, don't bother grinding this one. It's the exact same pet, even though you get it differently. Ahun does not drop it anymore, but if you click on it, if you get the bag and you get the item, you can't do anything with it. It'll say you already know it, and I believe it is and I'm pretty sure it's a unique one. You can only have one of them. Okay, so that ends my vendor pet achievement video. I hope you guys found it informative and helpful. Like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. I'd really appreciate it if you did. Actually, you know what I'd appreciate more than liking and subscribing is putting your comments in the comments. Let me know what I could do worse, what I could do better, and anything you guys want me to throw up next, be it pet or mounts, be it general achievements, be it reputations to get, be it a random Q&A, I don't care, but I'm making these not for me because I've already done these, but for you. So please, I want to help you as much as I can. I enjoy doing this. So yeah, please leave your comments in the comments. And again, like and subscribe. Have a beautiful day.